I knew that Coro was special when I first went into that training session with 24 other people, or may have been 36 other people, in New York when I went through the selection day. I looked around me and I saw all these other student body president types, and I said, what am I doing here? I don't have a chance of making it. And I said, if I'm competing with all of these other extraordinary people, this must be a great, extraordinary program. That's when I knew that Coro was special, and I was lucky enough to make it at 21. The fire department was my very first assignment, and I got to slide down the pole. I thought that was pretty special, to be able to slide down the pole and get on a fire truck and go with the firemen. Everybody loves a fireman, and I got to do it all. Slide down the pole, put on a jacket, ride on a truck, hear the siren. That was pretty cool for a 21-year-old in 1962. Although, one quick story, my labor supervisor was a man named Jim Peck, who was on the board forever at Coro, and he was head of the Teamsters, and that was my assignment. I walked a picket line. That was a special moment. Walking a picket line for 8 hours, that's tough work, because you get everybody screaming and yelling at you from both sides, pro-union, anti-union, because you're walking and they're yelling, and for a West Side Jewish liberal to get all of that stuff thrown at you at 21, that's remarkable stuff. So later on, when I went into business, we had a concession company, and the Teamsters tried to organize our three buses, our three delivery buses. So I called Jim and I said, Jim, I got to beat this strike. How do I do it? And he said, call me at home. So I called him at home and I said, look, they're trying to organize the big guys, but they're going after us as leverage to get the big guys. So, it's really not fair. He said, let me tell you how to beat the strike. He told me how to beat the strike. There were 3 buses, and we beat the strike 2-1. All because of Jim, who was head of the Teamsters, told me how to beat the strike. And that's when I knew about the Coro connection. It all came together. Whether you were a Democrat or a Republican, whatever, here was the head of the Teamsters telling me how to beat his own union. I think the biggest thing that I learned from Coro early on, and it's helped me, Coro has just been a part of my life forever, 50 years plus, is that it's not black, it's not white, it's that gray area, and how to muddle through that mushy gray area. There's no, I came into the program, as I said earlier, as a white liberal, and Coro taught me really through everything, all the assignments and all the interviews and everything that you go through as a Coro fellow, that there are no simple answers. It's the middle. It's the complex answers. It's not either extreme. It's muddling your way through to try to solve problems. And that's what business is all about. That's what life is all about. It's about compromise. It's about working your way through the ups and the downs and the differing opinions to try to find workable solutions. That's why you have presidents of the United States that really, with the exception of this year, that are always from the middle. You don't have extremes run the country. Coro is finding that middle ground and trying to solve whatever challenges or problems or whatever goals you want to attain. So that was Coro's biggest lesson for me, and I've tried to use it in everything that I do. Yeah, Tina Fey had that great line in that Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. She said, "Embrace the suck and move the forward," which is, it says a lot. You got to have to embrace the disappointment and leave it there. Don't dwell on it. Don't forget it. That's yesterday, and move forward. Move forward with new hope, with new dreams, with new opportunities, with new possibilities. And that's what life's all about. Coro means leadership with a heart. leadership with a purpose. It means leadership with the understanding of how to get things done in a humane way. I tell people that it's a 9-month internship in public affairs, and I tell them about my experiences, that I was with the Pat Brown against Richard Nixon for governor campaign in 1962. And then others were with the Richard Nixon campaign. I was with the fire department. Others in the program were with the police department. I was with the Cedars of Lebanon, Mount Sinai early merger discussions. Others were with the Red Cross, or the predecessor to the United Way. And that we got together every Friday, and I talk about the fire department, they talked about the police department, I talked about the Brown campaign, they talked about the Nixon campaign, and there are interviews with all the public policy officials that run our city and our state throughout the year, and it's this blended opportunity of public policy in which 12 fellows have a chance to meet and discuss and get our hands dirty with important people in important roles, and at the end of 9 months you have learned so much about yourselves and about others and about what's going on in our city and our state. It broadened my life. It created it exploded the myth that everybody was a left-wing liberal, and broadened it so that there are so many people with so many wonderful differences of opinion, and that you have to broaden your mind and open your heart to the possibilities of all of these opinions and not get upset about them, and realize that, embrace the differences and realize that everyone has a right to their opinion. And that's what makes this world so wonderful, and particularly in this city where there's so much diversity and there's so many different languages spoken, and the opportunities that everyone has to have an opinion, and that they're all welcome, and that the key is how do we all work together and how do we make that work. Those are the possibilities that Coro has opened up for me, and why I've become so involved in the city that I love so very much. Just that I graduated Coro in 1963, which means I've been out for 50 whatever plus years, and the people that I met in Coro are my best friends to this day, Democrats and Republicans. We meet regularly, monthly, a lot of us, at a monthly dinner. We talk politics, we talk policy, we have the best time, we have the best memories, we have the best stories, and Coro's my life. I am Coro.